You'd be about the small things, especially when we'd all actually managed to catch a fish, even if we had to throw it back because it was too small. And how excited you'd be when we all managed to have a good bowl. I loved how you'd always have to bet on a horse if it had one of our names in it. And even if the horse didn't win, you were still excited to tell us you'd found it. I loved listening to your stories, and I really loved how we progressively got the real ones as we got older. I loved how every birthday I would get a phone call from your nan and would answer it to hear you both singing happy birthday. Those are just a few of the things that I loved, but definitely some of the things that I'll miss the most. I love you.
Pop, I will miss our very early morning fishing trips, your stories that would make my stomach hurt from laughter, and especially our weekly FaceTimes.
Do it. Just read. Just look out there. They're all naked, man. Every one of you.
And especially our weekly FaceTimes and you ending every one in I love you to the moon and back forever and always. Thank you for showing me nothing but unconditional love, especially with your cuddles so tight your glasses would hurt my chest. You definitely lived your life to the fullest, and I hope you're up there having a beer, catching lots of fish and watching lots of footy. You used to say, every day is a good day, Holly Holtz, and I will try to live by that. Well, Pop, I love you to the moon and back, forever and always. I miss you.
Now that we're all gathered here today to remember one heck of a life known as Robert the Frog Little, I'm here to remember my Pop and what he meant to me. From a very young age, as far as I can remember, Pop was so much energy, was so deeply loving. And as he would say to me, H, you're my bestest mate, which I'm sure we were all his bestest mate, but that was just a nice way he showed he loved me. Some of my fondest memories of Pop were when Lucy and I as kids would sneak around the house and try to jump out and scare him we would. Or when I was living in Moree and we would stay in the same hotel and the same hotel room. Shows his love for routine, really. Then the countless fishing trips where, when I was about 8, we encountered a humpback whale which nearly capsized Subaru, another one of Pop's boats. To more recent fishing trips where Tully, Ewan, Kamish and I were out at Gillard's with Pop and we were pulling in flatties like you would not believe. But I'm sure he had many days like that. But as always with Pop, we kept to our legal quota. Or the times where fish bites were slow to none and he'd say, we'll give this spot another quarter of an hour and if we don't get a bite, I'll go he-fatiguey. Or to the crazy early starts because he insisted that he needed to get his parking spot, or to try and claim that we were the only ones mad enough to go. He'd say to me, we must be mad keen or barking mad, to which I'd always reply, barking mad. Even though it is a devastating loss to us land dwellers, I'm sure somewhere under the sea a celebration of life is occurring. Frog Little, the fisherman, is with us no more, the fish will exclaim. But as much as I loved my fishing, my favourite memories of Pop was the post-fishing brekkie. Again, with years of routine, we'd drive to the newsagents, pick up his daily paper, as we all know he loved a good punt. Heading back home, bread in the toaster, eggs being poached, a cup of tea with 3 too many tablespoons of sugar, and the essential ingredient, red footy franks. This created the iconic Poppy Frog red sausage brekkie. Now that's a breakfast of champions. But something I will always claim, and I was even surprised to be told this, I was the one and only nappy that Pop changed in his 79 years of life. Claiming that. Well, attempted change. Ended up giving up on the traditional style and did it his own way. And when I say his own way, he took me out onto the lawn and hosed me down. He was very good at doing things his way, and I will always admire the control of his own life he had. He was a man who was able to get enjoyment from the little things in life. Yes, there were always ups and downs, but like we all face, but it never stopped him from trying to make someone else's day better, and that was the littlest thing he conquered. Pop, I will love and miss you so much more than you will know, so whenever Mentals is anything, Live It Up plays, I will always be reminded of you, because that's what you always did, lived it up.
I think they heard that. My pop made me feel like a dazzling princess. He was one of my greatest supporters, unwavering in his optimism and exuberant presence. There was little complication to Pop's love. Pop to love so passionately because that was simply the natural thing for him to do. As such, he built empires with ease and has left an indelible mark in his wake. Reminders of his love exist all around us, in all the technicolored arenas that he dedicated bounties of time towards. So, as the last anchor is reeled, as the footy siren sounds, as the red sausage brekkie is consumed clean, as the band plays on, and as the laughter rings out loudly, we'll think about our pop. Thank you.